Hi, happy Earth Week, everybody. I hope everyone is doing okay and staying healthy. My name is Julia, and I'm a junior at UW-Madison, but I'm currently back home in Washington, D.C. At UW, I study social welfare with a certificate in studio art, and in addition, I'm also one of the education coordinators at the Social Justice Hub. So today, in partnership with the Office of Sustainability and the Social Justice Hub, we are going to be making some eco-friendly reusable crafts. The materials needed for these crafts are pretty accessible, so you should be able to find them at home, so you don't have to go out and buy anything. Also, the point of reusable crafts. Also, these kept me entertained for a while, so hopefully they'll help you be entertained. So in this video, we're going to be making two crafts. The first is reusable tote bag made from a old t-shirt, and the second is reusable Clorox wipes made from old towels. Alright, so let's get into it. So the materials needed for that tote bag are an old t-shirt. Shout out to Chadbourne for giving me this t-shirt. A ruler, a pair of scissors, and just a pen to help with guiding lines. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is just get your t-shirt and make sure it's flat and try to get it so it has no wrinkles in it. Okay, and then we're going to be cutting off both the sleeves and then a circle around the collar. So I'm just going to, it doesn't have to be perfect, these are just going to be the handles. So if you have a pair of fabric scissors, that works even better. I don't, so I'm just using a pair I found in my house. And then you can do one right around the collar, so flipping it towards you is sort of helpful. Yeah, and using tote bags instead of plastic bags just helps reduce, plastic, and helps reduce waste. And it's also can help you save a little money if where you are has that 5-cent charge on bags. And these are super easy, and you don't even have to buy like another reusable bag, because I know I have a lot of old shirts. Okay, so the next thing you want to do, if you like the design on the outside of the shirt, and you want it to be on the outside of your bag, what you can do is just flip the shirt inside out, because we'll be flipping it back the other way. Okay, so now what you can do is just try to make sure it's all straight and looks good. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our ruler and our pen, and I would say you don't have to measure this. You can if you want, but if you want it to be very precise, I would just make 1-inch little markings along the entire end of the t-shirt. So I'll just go 1 inch, like this. And those are just going to be your guiding lines for how you're going to cut the t-shirt. Okay, and then, so this is also up to you, but I'll probably go about 2 inches up, because essentially what we're going to be doing is making little tassels that we're going to tie together to create the bottom of the bag. So it just depends how big you want your bag to be. So I went 1 inch over and 2 inches up, and then I'm just going to make a line across so that I know where to cut. Okay, so now we're just gonna cut along these lines all the way up to the top, so it looks just like that. And then on these end pieces, just cut like so they're separated like that. That's the only one you have to do that with, just on this one and then the last one. Alright, so then you can just go to town cutting the tassels. Doesn't have to be straight or perfect at all. You don't really end up seeing the tassels. So then again, like the first one, you're just going to cut it in half. Okay. So now is the fun part. Now we just have to tie all these tassels together. So you just tie it in a knot. Easy. And then I would do a double knot just to help it keep it secure and hold all your stuff. So then you just do this. So you tie the one on top with the one in the back. Just do it twice. And so yeah, then these knots are just going to be the bottom of our bag. So then you can just keep going, doing the same thing all the way across. Alright, so we're on the last tassel, so just double knotting that. Should look something like that. Looks kind of fun. Alright, and then what we're going to do is just turn the bag inside out. Now you're done. Oh, you got a cute little bag. Awesome. And then also these don't have to go to waste. You could use them for like a handkerchief or even making like a face mask or something. So we don't have to waste anything about this art project. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so now we are going to be making the reusable Clorox wipes. So for this project, all you need is an old towel that you can cut up, a pair of scissors, a ruler, a pen, a needle and thread, doesn't matter what color, some measuring utensils. You'll need a cup, 1/4 cup, and a teaspoon. Some water. It doesn't have to be in a jar. I'm just outside and I put it in the jar. Some vinegar, either apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Dish soap, any kind, doesn't matter. And then an airtight container. You can also use like an airtight jar, but I'm just going to use the container. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, goodness. Okay, so what you're going to first start by doing is, so these wipes can pretty much be any size. It's sort of dependent on the size of the jar you have. So I will be cutting probably, let's see, mine I'm thinking are going to be 7 by 5, but it can be whatever length, width you want it to be. So what I'm just going to start out by doing is just tracing it so that I have a guide to cut by. So 7 by 5. And then I think I'm going to do about 4 of these, but you can again make as many as you'd like. Alright, so 7. Oh. Did the wrong direction. See, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, so 5. And then you do 5. And then 7. Alright, I'm going to start out with 3 so that we can cut them up. So now you're just going to cut it. Gotta angle it. Okay. And again, if you have fabric scissors, that'll probably make your life easier, but I don't, so I'm just using normal scissors. So now these are little wipes. They're very cute. And just using reusable wipes just helps cut down on waste, and especially now when at least I've been using Clorox wipes like crazy, it just helps reduce the waste and it also saves you a little bit of cash. Okay, so now we're going to move the towel. Alright. So as you can see, it's sort of fraying a little bit. And some of the little things are coming off, so to prevent that and to make sure it lasts a while, what we are going to do is just sew a little border around it just to help keep it intact. So just grab any color thread and a needle, and I'm just going to take quite a bit off. Okay. So what you first want to do, if you have never threaded a needle, So you just put one end into the other. This can sometimes be tricky. If it is tricky, you can put a little water on the end just to squish it down. So, and then you want to find the end of it. So what you can do is just tie a knot, just like you would any other way, just like a shoe. Awesome. Okay, so I'm not a very good sewer, so if you are, please don't judge me for what's about to happen. But this is going to be easy for people who don't know how to sew. So we're just going to go up, down until we get all the way across. If you do know how to sew and you have a better way of doing it, please go for it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to start by going up and just pull it all through. Make sure it's snug. And then you're just going to go back down. And it doesn't matter how big your stitches are, to me, if you care. So then you're just going to have a little, I'm going to do probably like a centimeter. So then you have that, and then you're just going to flip it back over and just literally up, through, and then back down. And then you're just going to do this over and over again until you get to the bottom. See? Just push it through. And back over. And push it through. So up, down. Just repeat up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what I do. Okay, so then when you get to an end like this, you just switch directions. So instead of going that way, I'm just going to go this way. Boom. Very easy. All the way around the wipe, you're just going to now tie it off so you can take the string off. So what you do is you just go under sort of the stitch next to it. So you just go under. So then there is, it makes a loop. And then you're just going to go through that loop. You can just do it twice. And then pull it. And then it's all tied off. So now you can just cut the string and move this so you don't lose it. And those are your wipes. Very cute. Very nice. Okay, that was the hard part. Now you're going to make the cleaning solution that your wipes are going to be in. So get an airtight container or a jar, and what you're going to do is measure 1 cup of water, boom, then 1/4 cup of vinegar, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is a 1/3 cup because I couldn't find a 4th cup in my house, so I'm just going to do a little less, but if you can, good for you. Okay, so 1/4 cup of vinegar. It smells delicious. Alright, and then any type of dish soap, doesn't matter. This one has like a lavender scent. And then you're just going to do a teaspoon of that. So, probably shake it off a little bit in the water. Alright, and then also at this step you can add like an extract or an essential oil that you like the smell of just to make it smell nice. I just don't have any of those, but hopefully it'll smell like lavender. So I'm going to do a little shake in action. Oh, wow. Look at it go. Alright, and then I'm just gonna roll up my little wipes. And then just place them in. And you want to try to make sure they're somewhat submerged so that you can see they absorb quite a bit. And then they're just good to go. Whenever. Just keep them sealed. like that, and then when you do use them, just take it out, wring it out, wipe away, and then just chuck it in the washing machine, and then just add more cleaning solution as you see fit. So that's reusable Clorox wipes. Alright, I hope everyone had a good time and enjoyed making their reusable crafts. Alright, stay safe and happy Earth Week!